distracting from the preseason.
Did you see what Ron Rivera said?
What
did you see?
But the NFC North, could this be the worst
At the
division
stop
in the
sign,
NFL?
turn right onto Southfield Freeway
Every bit as
Frontage
bad as
Road.
the AL Comedy Central.
I mean,
4 under 500 teams, and then the Chi Sox. It is the equivalent. You could see Minnesota under 500, the Bears under 500, and the Lions under 500.
yes.
I have no argument. I think it's a god-awful division. The only one that might be worse is the NFC East, where everyone might be under 500.
Right, I'm like, did you forget about the NFC East?
I think Washington's going to be really
Make a U-turn.
I don't. Quarterback? Exactly. Giants? Sorry, Mike. Yeah. Eagles? Okay. And the Cowboys? Hey, Dak's fine. Trust me, he's going to be okay.
between the leg explosion and the shoulder injury. Look out.
You can look at Ford. It could be like last year, the division champion in the NFC East wins 7 games.
God almighty. That's Republican.
In 1.1 miles, keep left to merge onto Southfield Freeway.
Alright, so let's take care of business here, Buffalo Wild Wings. You guys know the drill. Sports is here. Going out to the bars. They do it all you can. I don't know, man. I don't know. Beat-ups has got it. The Philly sports bars, they call them the heart. They're going out and having a good time. Doing safely. Please, 27 sauces and seasonings. This is the number one Thursday night. Almost midnight. As the North Carolina 6 or 10. They get 6 or 10 free. Any sauce, any seasoning, and you know legal, you know the drill. You gotta bring responsibility. They don't do
In half a mile, keep left to merge onto Southfield Freeway.
Buffalo Wild Wings. How come Beat-Up doesn't use the Wings Meter Sports thing anymore? I haven't liked that phrase. Last I checked. You know what the hell? Beat-Up. Wings Meter Sports.
This is your role within Odyssey Sports Minute. I know it's only the exhibition season, but Chicago, I gotta ask you a question. How y'all living?
said that you were an effing police.
And that is another word. Official sportsbook is 97.2. Now listen, I don't feel good about what I'm about to read to you, but I gotta do it. Manny Pacquiao returns to the ring Saturday. I'm supposed to do a commercial with this? Who the hell asked for Manny Pacquiao to come back? Well, FanDuel's giving you 30 to 1 on either fighter when he takes on some human being named Yordenis Ugas? Ugas? Yeah. I don't know. You get 30 to 1. What do you flip a coin for this deal? Pacquiao's got to be 60 at this point. Is Pacquiao showing up with a cane? FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code ticket. I don't know, man. 30 to 1 is pretty juicy, but good luck having an opinion on that fight. Well, there it is. You could turn $5 into $150. Do whatever you want. For a $5 bill, risk it for the biscuit, I guess. But Jesus, Manny Pacquiao in the ring? Didn't I see De La Hoya's fighting in a month? What are they going to do next? Exhume Joe Louis? Put his bones in the ring?
Why not?
Why not? FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code ticket. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code ticket. 21 and up, present in Michigan. Odds boost available for new users only. You must wager on the designated market. You want the rest of the legal regalia? Sportsbook, FanDuel.com/sportsbook. And gambling problem, 1-800-270-7117. It's FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of the team.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. It can bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay through my account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Are you in the market for a new Kia? At Sarah Kia, we have the vehicle that's just right for you. Check out the beautiful 2021 Kia Soul LX hatchback for only $199 a month. This vehicle will provide you with the next level versatility and peace of mind you can trust. With our network of over 20 different lenders, Sarah Kia can get you the credit that other dealers can't. Shop Sarah Kia for your best deal today. Shop and buy online at drivesarahkia.com. All payments are 36 months, 10,000 miles a year with $39.99 to the signing. Not all buyers will qualify. Subject to KMF approval. Sarah Kia, 30 Mile and M53, right on the corner.
Here's why I enjoy sports betting. It kind of gives you some skin in the game, as BetMGM likes to say.
You know you're a sports bettor when you're tuning in to watch a UConn football game. Start your day with a daily tip with Michael Jenkins and Chelsea Messenger from BetQL. It's some bad football, but if you have some skin in the game, maybe you got some money in, all of a sudden you're invested in it, and then you look at the games from a different perspective.
If you want that adrenaline rush, you get a little piece of it.
Michael Jenkins and Chelsea Messenger with a daily tip, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern from BetQL.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Vaccaro of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to nbphealth.com.
Back in the 70s and 80s, that conjures up memories of epic tailgate parties, mesmerizing light shows, fog machines, and lighters held. Arena Rock, the new Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station.
Yeah, I slept with your wife.
Damn.
All in Boston walls.
Hey, this Johnson was wide open for grabs.
Used to bump uglies a couple years ago.
I don't know how you'd feel if it was your Johnson.
I'm going to be here for 4 hours. You're going to probably be here for another 40 seconds.
You're going to have to be vaccinated to get that Johnson.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the past. I'm not talking last
some substance.
Jimmy, that is not the time or the place.
But did you see what Ron Rivera had to say?
Oh, I did.
No! I gotta do it. I have
You
to.
want to do it now?
Yeah, because, I mean,
Let's
it's
do
3
it.
o'clock and we're rocking and rolling, and I think there's an opinion where, people don't have to go in on even what he said, but I just would have a question of kind of what's your reaction if your football coach does this? Now, to date, Mel Tucker, Jim Harbaugh, and Dan Campbell have not gone this route. They've been very quiet. The context of this is Ron Rivera was asked about hold on. It was Sports Illustrated and Albert Breer. All right, Albert Breer is a good NFL reporter. And he's normally very reserved publicly. But he was speaking to Albert Breer, and the subject of misinformation regarding the vaccine came up. Now, Ron Rivera's football team at one point, and I have to check, the daily update, at one point Washington had the lowest vax rate of anybody in the league. Now, the NFL, just for further context, has basically made it a competitive disadvantage for you when you don't get vaccinated. If you have an outbreak, they can go after your salary, you can forfeit the game, it's going to count against your record, etc. The NFL has also made life for unvaccinated players more difficult. Can't have family travel on the road with you, can't leave the hotel, gotta wear a mask. And the protocols to get back on the field to, do your job, way more difficult. You're gone for an automated period of time. There's a lot to this. Well, Ron Rivera decided to go out, and he had a few things to say. Now, whether you agree with this, disagree with it, the question I have is simple. I am wondering out loud if a coach is taking his own future in his hands by talking like this. Look, Mike Zimmer basically went out and said he's got some psychopaths on his team. He's got idiots on his team. Mike Zimmer went out and said, I can't believe some of the things these fellas believe. And they just won't take the damn thing. And of course, Kirk Cousins, decided he was going to put a plexiglass wall around himself instead of taking the vaccine. Well, I don't think the Vikings are going to have a good season. And Mike Zimmer probably divided his locker room a little bit, because when you go out and you call your players nutbags, probably not good. Well, here's what Ron Rivera told Albert Breer. Quote, Gen Z is relying on this, referring to their phones. And you've got some, quite frankly, effing bastoles that are putting a bunch of misinformation out there, leading people to die. That's frustrating to me. These people are allowed to have a platform, and then one specific news agency, every time they have someone on, I'm not a doctor, but the vaccines don't work. I'm not an epidemiologist, but the vaccines will give you a third nipple and make you sterile. Come on. That, to me, should not be allowed. That's Ron Rivera. Now, whether you agree or disagree, let's look factually at something. Ron Rivera, in fact, had cancer. Ron Rivera beat it. Ron Rivera is immunocompromised. He's got a dog in the fight here. He's also the head football coach of a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. No, they're not the favorite. They're not the Green Bay Packers. They're not the LA Rams, and they're not the Niners. But they're in that next tier of teams that can win a division, can host a playoff game, and has arguably the best unit in all of football, which is their front four. Ron Rivera's business is football. Unvaccinated people who happen to play football affect Ron Rivera's business. So he's vested personally that he's immunocompromised. He's invested professionally because it could F up his team's season. Now, are those biases? They are. We're just dealing in the context, and I'm laying the groundwork for this. My question to you is, what is your reaction if Dan Campbell came out and said this? Those are, Rico, to say that those are strong words would be an understatement of biblical proportions. He went ham, which doesn't stand for a lunch meat. Stands as hard as a mother bleeper. He went after it. Now, I will tell you this. I
may happen to agree with his message, and I'm exhausted by people. I'm also growing concerned we're going to have our sports affected by people who don't want to get their hokey pokey, and that's another frustrating point. But those are my personal biases. I will tell you that whether I agree with what he said or not, I really think you are taking your team's season in your hands when you do it. I think it's risky. And there are guys on that team who disagreed with what their coach just did. And when you go out and you call them bleeping bass doles, which rhymes with what he really called them, boy, Rico, that's a risky proposition there, no?
It is, and I guess I look at it a different way. When he called them the FAs, I thought he was talking about people who put the misinformation out there on the phones that his players read. Okay, I didn't take it as he was calling his players that, but saying you got these, people out here who put this stuff out that the Gen Zs are relying on. And then, you got networks who says, I'm not a doctor, but not an epidemiologist, but that's how I saw it. Now, here's the thing about Ron Rivera. He can get away with this where Dan Campbell probably couldn't because, as we talked about with the gambling stuff, he has skin in the game. He has a reason why he needs his team vaccinated because, as you said, he is compromised. So he can't be around a bunch of players and catch this disease. It could be detrimental to him, not for his coaching.
It's fascinating. And again, I've tried to keep a context with this where I really don't care what your opinion is about what he said. It's more about what do you do when your coach goes out and does this? Look, we talked about Mike Zimmer. I think Mike Zimmer put his team behind the 8 ball because, let's face it, guys like Thielen and Harrison Smith and Kirk Cousins, the team leaders, are who he called out. He basically called them dumb. Whether you agree with what Zimmer said or not, we're talking about from a football perspective. Look, we haven't seen anyone locally talk like this. Tucker, Harbaugh, Dan Campbell, they've flown pretty under the radar. Probably the smart move for their team and for their needs. Is it the smart move to have a platform and not use it? I tend to differ on that. But it's not mutually exclusive. You can do what's right for your football team, but not do what's right overall. But it's a fascinating point in time because NFL coaches never are willing to tell you anything about their team or what they feel on things. But we're seeing NFL coaches at a higher clip now speaking their minds. And I think it's a very dangerous thing to do football-wise. And I just wonder where you guys are at with it. By the way, Jason, who just hung up, I probably didn't want to talk to you anyways, Jason, because you had a talking point that I'm not interested in. Oh, it's up to the individual if they want to get vaxxed or not. No, not really. Please go away. I didn't even ask you your opinion on this. In fact, because I treat most of you like preschoolers, I set this up so I didn't have to get phone calls like yours. And then I don't have to listen to your 3x5 cards. And we could just actually talk sports. But see, that's the problem. Some of you just won't allow it. Oh, my body, my choice. Really? It's your decision to smoke. You can't do that in public. Why? Because it affects other people. If you don't get vaccinated, it affects other people. Please don't bore me with this. I'm not doing a vaccine show today. I'm talking about an NFL football coach going on a rampage about a pandemic that his players have strong opinions on because damn near half of the Washington football team isn't vaxxed. Now, Jason, if that makes your tiny brain explode, do yourself a solid. You can go to where people will listen to you. Social media. Go and talk to them. I'm sure you're a part of an anti-vax group. Go. Hang out with them. Hang around the punch bowl. Do whatever you want to do. Mike, not interested. Go talk to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. Why do you care what I have to say? Talk to your doctor. See what he or she has to say. Don't call me. Don't waste our time. I'm talking about Ron Rivera. Let's see if we can stick to that. I bet you can. And then I'll tell you what's going to happen to you. You're going to ride on the SS Bye-Bye because I'm done wasting time with you fools.
Do whatever it is you want to do. Stop calling me about it.
Did you hear what Ron Rivera had to say?
But did you hear what Ron Rivera had to say?
Oh man. Well, it's funny because in that article too, he talks about how, one of his players came up to him and with a big smile says, "Hey coach, just got my second vaccine." I said, "Right on." He said, "Had to. Mama knew baby, got to, coach. Got to be careful for others." And I said, "That's great." Plus with the variant, he looked at me and said, "What variant?" I said, "The new Delta variant. You know about that?" And the player had no idea. So apparently, it's good that people are getting this, Mike, but the Delta variant, I do believe that we've hit the point of just vaccine fatigue, where it is become the automatic shutdown. You just go to your corner when anybody mentions anything about this, and you just hit your talking point.
Yeah, there's no real corner here. There's no real corner anymore for me. I'm just done with everything. I don't care. I have a bad feeling this is already going to impact our football season, and I just do not want to think about that. I don't. Again, I hope I'm wrong. Hope everything is just, the Lego song. Everything is awesome. I want to go to a bunch of football games, but when you see NFL teams like the Saints doing proof of vaccination, man, that ain't everything all right. That's distinctly everything's not normal.
No, but here's the thing. If you're fully vaccinated, you can go to these.
No, I know.
You show your proof and go. Now, you got to hope that nobody's buying the cards off the black market, which is astounding to me. But then again, it makes sense because everybody was posting their photos online.
I know.
Hey, I got my shots. And somebody took that.
So look, here's what it boils down to. It's about Ron Rivera doing what he thinks is right as a person with a platform, but it's probably wrong as a football coach. And kind of having that discussion. But I'm sure we can't have that discussion because we can't have nice things. So we'll just go to the people and see where they're at. David, got anything you want to add, brother?
Oh, you're right on point. Go ahead. Hey, David, did you hear what Ron Rivera had to say?
They say 248-539-9797. Paul's up next. 97.1. What's up, Paulie?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah. I'm going through this cancer stuff with my wife right now, and she's getting treatment for real bad. She was just got this started last November. She was special with her oncologist, and she said you're just as much at risk for regular flu when you're undergoing treatment as you would with COVID. And her immune system bounces back up really after chemotherapy. Your system bounces back. Your white blood cell count goes up. And that's where your immune system starts fighting the white blood cell. So I disagree with what you said with that.
Okay, well, here's a line from the piece from Ron Rivera saying his bout with 2020 cancer leaves him compromised and is at risk for a bad outcome if he catches COVID. Paul, I don't know. Go talk to Ron Rivera's doctors.
I'm listening right now. I'm telling you.
That's fine. That's your experience. Do you know Ron Rivera's cancer, his doctors, his immune system? Paul, what are we doing? We're talking about Ron Rivera. And I hate that your wife's going through that. But this isn't the conversation I'm having.
Stop by one more job in Waterford. I'm ready to pass out. I'm so freaking tired. We'll survive.
And you effed me like that, Paul. You effed me. Just stick to the plan, Stan. Can't do it. Can't do it. We're going to start playing COVID bingo on this show. Oh, well, what about my uncle who died from the vaccine? Did your uncle talk to his doctor? Well, no. Goodbye. Oh, well, what about this one person who got Bell's palsy in Canada? Whoever said it's a non-zero. You know what else is non-zero? An energy drink. Supplements. Ever work out at the gym? Non-zero. Jogging. Oh, smoke? You like alcohol? Non-zero. Get out of bed. Non-zero. Sex. Non-zero. Probably taking a poop. Non-zero. I'll bet you someone died pooping today. Not gonna poop anymore? I just can't. I cannot continue this lunacy. Rico, I set this up so simple.
I'm standing over here waving the I told you so flag. Hey, Mike, have you heard what Ron Rivera had to say?
Going to Roberto's office. I know he's got a bottle of vodka back there. Bring it hither. Like I set this up as a football topic, and the very first call. Yeah, well, my wife's immune system.
What you did was you had Dave Warner tell D'Antonio, let's run a jet sweep to the short side. I knew how this was going to end up.
But hold on. Can you at least do me a kindness? That the way I set it up was a legitimate sports question about the effect it will have on his locker room and whether doing what he believes is right as a person flies in the face of doing what's right as a football coach.
Absolutely. You set it up, but once again, we've hit the point of vaccine fatigue. When you hear it, no matter what, you can sit there. Mike, they gave away millions of dollars for people to take the vaccine, and people still found ways to get angry about it. So, nice try.
Finally,
welcome back.
A football season is here. Can you imagine driving the length of a football field at 55 miles an hour, Mike? This is me doing a read. I'm exhausted. Here, the way I sound is what you'll sound like if you get hit by a car and you don't have life insurance for your family. And then your family stands over your coffin calling you a deadbeat because they don't have any money. Call Mike Pepera. National benefit plans to get you a life insurance policy. So nobody views you as a deadbeat at your funeral. How about that? Call Mike now. Hell, I'm about to go take a pee-pee. That's probably a non-zero activity. Guess I shouldn't do it. Maybe I'll drop dead. That's okay, because my wife has life insurance, because I'm not a deadbeat. Love you, honey. 877-734-2200. Hey, David, don't drive home tonight. That's non-zero. You could get hit by a truck filled with chicken feathers or livestock. Roberto, where's that vodka? We're going to need it immediately. It's Mike Pepera, 877-734-2200, or on the web at nbphealth.com. I quit.
Have you gotten your COVID vaccine yet? Find yours at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine or text your zip code to 438-829. That's michigan.gov/COVID vaccine or text your zip code to 438-829.
Everyone's favorite time of the year is right around the corner. College football season. To celebrate, DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting new players in the center of the action with $200 in free bets instantly if you bet $1 or more on any college football game. You heard right. DraftKings is giving all new players $200 in free bets instantly when you place a bet of $1 or more on any college football game, no matter what. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 971TheTicket to receive $200 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any college football game. That's code 971TheTicket for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 and over. Michigan only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions.
Join us at the Metro Detroit Buick GMC Dealers Display located at Nicky D's Coney Island on Woodward. Tons of vehicles, including the world's first all-electric super truck, the GMC Hummer EV. Doug and Scott will be broadcasting live Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. More info at 971theticket.com.
Of all the things you do to protect your health, none is more important than staying on your medication. And here's a little encouragement.